have a journey of trying to build what is called as a One Schneider culture. And that's how our whole journey of transformation started. Not so much because we want to bring efficiency, not so much we want to bring in some standardization, some cost optimization, but it's largely revolving about transformation in one. Transformation in the way in which we deliver to the business, and transformation in the context of trying to bring a One Schneider culture in the organization. Now that's how we, like as I said, like Dave Woolrich just said, and like most companies globally have gone into the three-box system, we also quickly adopted that as part of this HR transformation journey. We said that whenever a dedicated approach is required, we will specialize through the HR business partners. Wherever sharing creates value and in-depth knowledge is required, we said we'll mutualize it. That's how the Center of Excellence came. And then wherever we felt that an approach must be consistent, global and one, we will try to globalize it. And that's how the birth of Shared Services Organization came, in the context of trying to globalize, in the context of trying to bring an approach which is consistent, standardized, and of course encourages the One Schneider culture. So you're all aware of the three roles that HR plays: the HR business partners, we call the HR solutions, some people call the HR the Center of Excellence, and of course the HR operations or the HR services as we call it. The thing to note here is that the business partners are embedded in the business and report into the business. The Centers of Excellence and the shared services are verticalized and we report globally. We don't report into the business nor into HR in the country. So that's how this journey of transformation came. In the past, the employee also did not know what to do. He used to also visit the HR manager, the business manager, the HR shared services to get these things done. But in the current scenario, the employee's point of contact for his daily transactional activities is the HR shared services. Similarly, for the manager also, for all his transactional activities, the point of contact is the HR shared services. And of course, the consulting, coaching, and the advisory services comes from the business partners. So no strategy in HR can be devoid. Even though you have three buckets, all the three buckets must integrate with each other. So therefore, we ensure that whatever we do in HR shared services is also integrated with our strategy. So our strategy was at the high level was about attract best in class, about integrate and transform, about develop, about retain, and also about fixing the basics. And literally, HR services drives three of those strategies. I am personally responsible for driving three of the India HR strategies. That's about attract best in class, integrate and transform, and building the basic, or whatever you call it, fixing the basics. So HR shared services is directly aligned with the India HR strategy and are responsible for driving the India HR strategy. It's also linked to a company program. Like any HR strategy must be linked to a company program, so therefore we are linked to the company's overall strategic intent. We have the program which talks about One Schneider, so therefore there the one people and one efficiency. HR supports in terms of one team, our way of doing things, one organization, and one efficient enterprise. So this is why is it that we embarked on this journey? Other than the fact that we wanted One Schneider, the reason that we embarked, what we call as the Shared Services Charter, the primary reason was, of course, for a consistent standard process and systems across the organization. A consistent employee experience, irrespective of whether he came from a traditional Luminous, or from a traditional Ariba, or from a traditional Invensys, or he came from a sales organization, or a manufacturing organization, an IT organization. The way in which you recruit a person, the way in which we induct a person, the way in which salaries are paid, the way in which our compensation structures are designed, we wanted to ensure a standard process and systems. Of course, as I said, it's about bringing in a One Schneider culture. Also, for the efficiency part, about improved quality of service. And what is it that we're expecting at the end of the day? It's about employee engagement and satisfaction. It's about improved cost and, of course, better utilization of resources. So this was the charter in which we started about 5 years back when we started the HR shared services in Schneider in India. This was our mission. We said that we will go beyond boundaries and be a pit stop for success. We said for the strategic outcomes, what is it that the business leader can expect? We said the business leaders is about helping them to focus on the business and the customers. To the HR business partners, we said that we will partner with you to ensure that we are able to provide a superior employee experience to our employees. To the employees, we said we will help provide a superior employee experience. And to the partners and to the vendors, we said that we will leverage your services to help us to support, to provide a superior employee experience to our people. This was our value proposition. Literally, we mean it. When I first started this journey 4 years back, it was not that all the business units, all the employees came into shared services. I literally had to do a marketing, and then I started with one business after business. And over a period of 3 years, now I support 100% coverage. But in the first, I started with about one business. Second year, I moved about 35%, then about 50%, and then 100%. So I literally had to have an employee value proposition or HR value proposition, where we said we will understand your business needs in terms of intimacy. We will predict what is it that we're going to do. We would add value to you in quality services with the best people, and then end of the day, prove it to you that what is it that we committed, we will deliver to the business. So this is what we largely do. Of course, it all revolves on the business strategy and the HR strategy. We provide support in the HR shared services in terms of talent acquisition, in terms of employee lifecycle management, which we call as HR service delivery, payroll and compliance, which of course we have outsourced it currently with PeopleStrong. We also provide support in terms of HR systems, in terms of learning administration, internal customer engagement, and ultimately, of course, we are trying to drive business results and employee delight. So this is little more in depth, the entire gamut. We are probably some of the few organizations which provide all the services in the space with the HR services. We also said that at each stage of an employee life cycle, what is it that we can provide and support? So we have sliced and diced the various activities in talent acquisition, in HR service delivery, in payroll and compliance and learning services, so that at each stage of an employee life cycle, whether it be in the attract stage when he's joining the organization, or from the start stage, from a performance stage, from a training stage or development stage to a reward stage or to a move on stage, what is it that an employee can expect from HR services? What is it that the manager can expect from employee services is what that we have tried to map and provide it to the people. So this is how we are organized. We have the talent acquisition as a vertical led by a person. We have the HR administration, which combines both the payroll and the HR service delivery. Then we have internal customer engagement, a separate dedicated platform for the industrial organization. We realize that managing factories is a different ball game, and therefore we have a separate shared services platform for the industrial organization. The learning administration services, this is how we are organized. Now, what is the measurement of success? Now, it's okay, as I said, I can claim a lot, I can say that I'll do a lot, but how do I measure success? So we do have a host of KPIs. I know it's too small to read, but what I'm trying to say here is many times I find in the HR fraternity in the past, when people ask you what is it that you do, HR professionals are finding it very difficult to go back and share with them and say what is it that I do. And most of the time it is qualitative, but when it comes to numbers like finance people, like sales people, HR were lagging behind. But today we can proudly say that HR can quantifiably measure and demonstrate a host of activities that we do in measurable terms, and that is what shared services helped us to do in terms of driving all these SLAs and all these KPIs and scorecard. I have a host of them which we are measured with. Now, we did discuss in the previous session about the relationship between HR business partners and the HR shared services and how it's a love-hate relationship. And it's no different for us in Schneider on the journey which I embarked 5 years back. It's not that we've had a great relationship, we've had our own highs and lows. What has helped us to bridge the gap? In the past, what used to happen was our measurement of success was defined by the impressions of, say, few individuals, by an HR business partner, by my manager, maybe one or two business leaders. But we introduced this concept of voice of internal customers, where we said at each stage of an employee life cycle, we will go back at the end of each service and seek a feedback instantly from the employee at the end of each service, so that we know how are we performing and how are we measured. So that's how we brought this concept, like a candidate hiring experience, like a hiring effectiveness experience, and then about first impressions, we go back and seek feedback from the employees on an instantaneous basis and track it on a monthly basis. We have our targets, we have our measurements, and we are consistently meeting the targets in most of this, except the first impressions is where we are struggling to meet because we are dependent on so many other stakeholders also. Then of course we have the global learning services, they plug into Schneider. Every stage we go back to the customer and seek a feedback. So today what happens is, we are not just dependent on the HRBP's impressions or the business leader's impressions, but the customers are directly giving us a feedback at the end of each service, and therefore the credibility of HR shared services have been set and our acceptance has become much more wider. So the resultant of 3 years, through this journey, what's happened? Our customer satisfaction score has improved by 20% over the last 3 years. Our headcount productivity, when I started, was a ratio of 1:150 in the HR services. Though the overall HR community is about 1:80, in the HR services for 150 employees, we had one shared services guy, and today we have 1:220. So the productivity improved by almost 48% in the last 3 years. We brought down the cost of employees served. We are measured, I am run like a P&L, so I have measured my performance in terms of what's the cost per employee served. And I have a KPI of reducing cost by 5% every year. I still need to hire people. I still need to give increments to people. I need to give bonuses. At the same time, I have to reduce the cost of employees served. That's how it's run like a business. Our employer branding moved up by almost 50% from being 90th in the Universum ranking. We have come down to the 38th. Our turnaround time in recruitment and other services improved by 20%. Our cost of hiring came down by 25%. And we are consistently achieving our targets in terms of voice of customers. And of course, trying to build about a One Schneider culture in the organization. Couple of awards at the Asia Pac level and the NHRD level, some of our practices won a national award. It also paved the way for us to set up a global shared services center in India. In a small way, we started with setting up the Global Learning Administration from India, and we started supporting globally. And last year, we supported 36 programs covering 17 countries and 1,300 employees worldwide from India. And we have more exciting plans to expand our services from India. Everything comes with a challenge, different views, different expectations, lack of exposure. None of us are professional HR shared services, including me. We have all been, as somebody said, carved out from the larger HR community and moved into the HR services, and therefore lack of exposure. We have not been trained, we have learned on the fly. We are dependent on other teams for success. Digitization journey takes time. Automation is not simple, and I'm sure Pankaj and Shelly are here. They know that we really have some challenging times. Automation takes time. There are rising expectations. Having carved out, people suddenly start behaving differently and expect results over time. Standardization and harmonization is a big challenge. Acquisitions or no acquisitions, trying to standardize policies across is a big challenge. Cost management, the ownership for cost management. We as HR shared service have a ownership for cost management, but it's not the same maybe for the HR community or for the employees. They don't see value into that. Some of the lessons learned I was asked to share. I think first of all, we need to have a strong HR services leader. Somebody said in the earlier session, you need to pick your best talent to put in the HR services. Many a times you probably take people who are not so successful HR business partners or somebody who want to part with. You say, okay, go to the operations side, go to the HR shared service side, but I think that's a big mistake. We need to have talented people into the HR service organization. We need to have senior management buy. Don't rush, as somebody said, magic can't happen overnight. At least a 3-year horizon is required for you to have some bit of stability, some bit of shape. Automation is key. Without automation, I think you cannot succeed. And our advice is to start with the pilot. Don't go large scale. Start with the pilot. Stabilize it, learn from the experience, and then start expanding it to other areas also. Run it like a business. And I think that's key for us. Communicate and engage with your stakeholders. From a personal perspective, I think we have to become thick-skinned. And I can tell you, there are only brickbats but no bouquets. You do 999 transactions out of 1,000 well on time, but one transaction you miss it, the whole world comes down. So therefore, learn to be thick-skinned. It's not a place for sensitive people. And of course, outsource all transactional activities. And I think over time, we need to move from efficiency to employee experience. The last one, I think, what next for us? We want to embark on HRSS version 2.0, which is about simplifying HR process and systems, as Modi also keeps saying, ease of doing business. Many times you go and ask employees, they say, dealing with HR is a big challenge. So we need to ensure that we ease the way in which people interact with us when we do business, adopt new technologies. We talked about big data, about mobile platforms, about e-learning, about using SMACs, outsource all transaction activities. So I am decided that we have already started the journey of outsourcing all transactional activities within shared services itself, in terms of onboarding, in terms of payroll, in terms of HR data management, compliance, and employee help desk, outsource it to a third-party service provider, so that we can move up the value chain in terms of HR analytics, moving away from just being reporting to predictive analytics, proactive hiring, talent pipeline, market intelligence, and other areas, and then of course expand the global HR services center. So this is our journey at Schneider Electric, and as I said, it's been a different experience for me. It's been a roller coaster journey. It's been the highs and the lows. There are days you felt very high, there are days you said, that's end of story, let's move on. But it's certainly an experience which everyone in HR must go through in their some part of their career. Thank you.
Thank you. This was a very interesting presentation that you did, especially the slides of talking of the practical challenges and how you overcame them. So I had a couple of questions, but before that, any members of the audience who have any questions about their journey? Yes.
So Ramesh, thanks, it was a fantastic presentation. So I had one question. Since you have an internal shared services, so how do you kind of create a shared accountability between the HR business partner and shared services, because you're servicing the same set of employees? So who's responsible for that final employee experience? So how do you create a win-win solution between both the teams?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult question to answer. Let me be very honest. The battle between the HR business partner HR services continues. The debate about are you a frontline or a back-end operation still continues. And many times the line managers, the business leaders, and the employees are confused. But I think over time it is settled. The dust is settled. It's settling down. I wouldn't say it's completely settled, but it is settling down. People do realize that the way in which HR now delivers to business is different from what it was, say, a few years back. Though in principle the HR business partner is the one point of contact, in reality it's not. People do realize that if it's a payroll issue, there's no point in going to an HR business partner. I may as well go to iExperience help desk and raise a ticket. If it's an issue of recruitment, they know rather than going to my HR business partner, I go to the recruiter and directly get that information rather than passing through. So it's not an easy journey. Accountability, of course, lies, it's a joint ownership between the HR business partners and the HR services. And of course, in reality, as I said, sometimes we do have frictions and challenges in this regard.
So my question to you is, since you said that the company is an aggressive